Welcome to Unity Inspired Living. Our community began in 1989 as a small worldwide Unity book study group, and we've continued the momentum as an ever-evolving spiritual community. Each Sunday, you will find dynamic thought leaders delivering inspiring messages and talented musicians sharing sound healing through their melody. Here, we embrace ancient spiritual traditions, universal truths, and emerging wisdom. Let's check out this Sunday message. We're so grateful you've joined us.
So Grand Rising, this incredible Sunday, beautiful souls. My name is Amy Van Ling, and I am deeply grateful to be in service as a spiritual director to this precious community. We are a unique model of Sunday service. We are many voices, thought leaders, mystics, world changers, and mystical, magical, talented musicians sharing inspiration. And we allow space. We allow space for the unfoldment of wisdom and awareness and love, certainly lots of love and compassion to emerge and then expand. So thank you for participating. Thank you for saying a sacred yes to this mission, for being here, co-creating with us. We welcome you into our spiritual community. Good morning, Florence. I keep my phone right here on Sunday mornings so I can see everybody logging in with us. Our theme this month is bounding beyond beliefs. And it's a little bit tied into something we often say here at Unity Inspired Living, which is we are interested in liberating limiting belief systems. And Albert Einstein said, the measure of intelligence is the ability to change. And, similarly in this sort of spiritual development realm, our willingness to transcend limiting beliefs is a testament to our consciousness or our evolving consciousness, if you will. And so the through line of the teachings of Ernest Holmes and Charles Fillmore and other metaphysicians is that our thoughts, and it's the vibration and the energy of those thoughts, shape our reality. And by bounding beyond sort of restrictive belief systems, we can tap into this wellspring of creative potential for us, which is within us. And this is how we, when people use the word manifesting, this is how we manifest a life of greater joy and abundance and purpose and all the beautiful things. So today we are bounding beyond beliefs, and it is with deep love and gratitude that I welcome back the phenomenal Christopher Brown, an incredible man living and loving on purpose. And his message today is what lies beyond belief. Exactly. We want to know. We want to know what's behind all that. That sometimes that shows up front and center, right? It's like, what's behind that? So thank you for joining us, Christopher Brown, to share your wisdom and your heart and your spirit that we are always so grateful for. There is a workshop today, everybody, so plan to stay after we close up here on the live stream on Facebook. We move over to our Zoom room, and that link is on our website, unityinspiredliving.org, and you'll see on the homepage the link right into the workshop. And I'm also going to drop it here in the chat on our Facebook live stream when we conclude, and that way you can jump right in there. And that's from 11:30 to 12:30 Pacific time, where we are going to go beyond beliefs a little more deeply. So we're going to look at changing beliefs and living without beliefs and all about beliefs. And it's a very rich conversation. So plan to join us there. And yay. So thank you for Christopher for always giving us that sacred yes and bringing your soul to us. We feel it. We are so thankful for you deeply. Yes. And we have the soulful and spectacular duo that we call HEARTDREAM, Mirabai and Steve Bangs, and they are sharing their sensational sounds with us. We're blessed by your presence and your essence. It's such a gift when you Zoom in with us. I want to mention that they have a sale going on right now, so take advantage of that. It's going to be, I'll say more about it at the conclusion, but make sure you check out their website, heartdream.com. You can put in the code, which is Brentwood25, and you get a discount on all the music right now. And we get to hear some new songs today. Exciting morning. So thank you for Zooming in from the state of Washington. Heart Dream, we love you. We thank you. Yay. And we have Nancy, our beautiful Nancy Pimentel here. She's sharing our selected inspirational reading, some announcements, and our prayer of plenitude. Thank you, Nancy, for always sharing your loving, beautiful, peaceful energy with us and your heart and soul and your dedication to our community. We are so grateful for you. Mwah. Thank you, everybody, for being on the screen here and being zooming into the screen here, or Facebook streaming into the screen here. And I see Carol. Hi, Carol. Okay, Carol says, liberating limiting belief systems, transcend. Yes, our thoughts shape our reality. Tap into the wellspring of creative potential. Thank you. She's my note taker. You know, I don't have to take notes anymore because we have Carol. It's very, very convenient. Heart Dream. Yes. Yes. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you, Christopher. Yes, Christopher Brown. Thank you for your enthusiasm and your energy, Carol. We love and appreciate you. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in with us this morning on the live stream. I see the numbers climbing up. When you arrive, leave a comment, and that way I can see your name. I don't get to see your name until you leave a comment, and I am partial to sending you love that way. I can do the collective. I love that too. And when I get to see your name and face, it gives me an extra big smile. So thank you for choosing to fill your spiritual tank this morning with soul nourishment and beginning your week with fresh ideas and new perspectives and a lot of love in this community. And we are really diving into the place where all possibility abounds, which is perhaps beyond beliefs. Yes. So here we are, delightful light beings. We are going to attune into the inner parts of ourselves, into our inner knowing, into that sacred space within, creating a reverent space right now. Moving into our mission, reminding you of our mission here at Unity Inspired Living. We are here fostering love and wisdom, inspiring transformation, offering compassionate outreach, and embracing unity. And we are so grateful to be doing that here together. Grateful for your presence, co-creating this space. Hi, Luinda. Luinda says, good morning, everyone. Yes, welcome in, beloved beings. We are going to open up with our community song. This is a new song, a debut. We get to have it here first. I am so excited. This song is I Am Radiating Love. I'm going to hand the screen over to Mirabai and Steve Bang's Heart Dream to share this new song with us.
I am radiating love. I am radiating peace. I am radiating the bliss of God. I am radiating love. I am radiating light. I am radiating grace. I am radiating the bliss of God. I am radiating love. I am radiating love. I am radiating peace. I am radiating the bliss of God. I am radiating love.
So beautiful. Thank you both so much. That's a very tender song. Thank you for bringing that to us this morning. I'm going to hand the screen over to Nancy now. She has our community announcements and inspirational reading. Thank you, Nancy.
Good morning, everyone. Please stay for Christopher Brown's workshop after the service today, beginning at 11:30 to 12:30. You may join us on Zoom, and you can find the Zoom link on our unityinspiredliving.org website on the homepage. Again, we want to shout out a big thank you to over the 25 volunteers and contributors who helped make our annual yard sale a huge success. We raised $1,350 from our pre-sale and yard sale combined. We are sending out a huge heartfelt thank you to all who are continuing to support the Mitchell Van Ling Memorial Fund each month. We are grateful and thank you for sending your donations a few days before the end of the month, so they will be included in June's contributions. Much love and gratitude to all. And events coming soon. Our third Saturday gathering this month will be at Luenda's home in Pittsburgh. Next Saturday, June 15th, beginning at 11 o'clock. Please arrive a little early so we can begin our circle at 11 o'clock. Potluck lunch will follow the circle. And call me for the address or to RSVP. And monthly meanderings. If you have an idea for attendance at an event or adventure our community might enjoy, please contact Jan. We will advertise it and you will do the organizing. And plan ahead. Coming in July, our annual Member Appreciation Luncheon will be held this coming July 7th at Julie and Dave Krowski's home in Discovery Bay, beginning at 1 o'clock after the in-person service. There won't be a workshop that day. Lunch, soft drinks, and water will be provided. Please RSVP for lunch by July 1st, and you can text me at 925-437-8107. Also, remember to like and share our Facebook page and our YouTube pages every time you visit them. And please subscribe to our YouTube page, unityinspiredliving.org. It really makes a difference. And now for our inspirational reading. Through it all, I remain willing to answer the call of my soul. Even during moments of discontent, I realize I am being called to grow. I am grateful for how I've grown. I am also grateful to know that I will never finish growing, that there are always going to be opportunities to know God in new and exciting ways. The top of any mountain is the bottom of the next one. I pause in gratitude for how far I've come and renew my willingness to keep going. Restore me to the joy of your salvation and sustain in me a willing spirit. Psalm 51:12. Blessings and have a wonderful week. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nancy, for that loving activation. I appreciate you so much. We appreciate you so much. Okay, I'm going to hand the screen back over to HEARTDREAM. They have another new song for us this morning, In the Temple of My Heart.
Every day I seek the truth, surrendering to my core, to the inner light of peace, where I live forevermore, in the temple of my heart. Every dream's already true. temple of my heart. Every dream's already true. In the temple of my heart, I am me and I am you.
Loving all within myself.
To heaven our spirits rise, hearts open, transcend to bliss, forgiven all in God's eyes, in the temple of my heart. Every dream's already true. In the temple of my heart, I am me and I am you. In the temple of my heart.
Wow. That was so beautiful. In the temple of my heart, every dream is already true. You both are so talented. Lots of love coming in on the feed. Beautiful essence. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, it's time for our blessing of abundance. I'm going to hand the screen over to Nancy. Thank you, Nancy.
I invite you to join me now as we move into a space of oneness with Spirit. We quiet our minds and open to the great realization of an abundant universe. We connect with an inner stillness that is grounded in the divine flow of giving and receiving. We practice gratitude for all that life gives us and accept there is more coming our way. We align and operate from our divine nature to give freely from a compassionate heart to ourselves and others, assured we are never void. We set our intention to engage in right action that attracts opportunities to prosper. We are each a very grateful spirit expanding in this human life. We are gratefully succeeding in stepping forward into greater good. And so it is.
And so it is. Ashe, I say yes. Okay, I'm going to hand the screen back over to Mirabai and Steve for our final song this morning, Power of Spirit.
In the forest of love, in the shadows of green, God gave a promise in the wind serene. God took my hand, God took my heart, across the river, on
Journey that starts. Oh, the power of spirit lifts us high. Oh, the power of nature in the deep blue sky. Oh, the power of spirit everywhere.
We're partners in life, God's light is our own. Dreams are unfolding from the
Seeds we sow.
as we take the steps, all becomes so clear. Love is the answer.
Love's why we came here. Oh, the power of spirit lifts us high.
Wow, that was so beautiful. Thank you both so much. Power of spirit. Okay, everybody here, I'm going to send it right now into the chat. Remember, heartdream.com. There's a special sale for you right now through June 11th with the discount code Brentwood25 on all the music. Wow, what a gift. Thank you. Thank you both so much for that and so much more love and appreciation to Heart Dream and Nancy for activating our space this morning with joy and opening up this vibrational portal of love and inspiration. We're so grateful for you. Thank you for your sacred yes. We love you. We bless you. And we'll see you on this side. We'll see you on the stream. Mwah. Love you all so much. It is with my most amount of joy and gratitude I am here. So grateful to spend time with Christopher Brown. Thank you, dear one, for being with us, for sharing your authentic, genuine, loving presence. We're so grateful for you. So I am going to share with those of you who don't know Christopher Brown yet, his bio, which is golden. Christopher Brown knows that we are all independent researchers trying to figure out the mysteries of life. His research has taught him to reject any wisdom that does not know how to cry, any philosophy which does not know laughter, and any greatness which is not humbled by the joy of children. So the best we can do is hold each other's hand as we walk through the mysteries of life together. And that says it all. I am going to pray us in. So I invite you into this sacred space, and then I'm going to hand the screen over for our message this morning. So move into your center, however that feels comfortable for you, maybe closing your eyes, breathing in the eternal light of the universe. We consciously gather in this sacred space that we've created in consciousness. We bask in the radiance of the divine, of divinity, God, source of all life, creative energy that animates the cosmos. We affirm that our spark is from this one great star. Divine essence flows and shines in through and as each one of us, guiding our thoughts and our words and our actions. We affirm that the seeds of our holy intentions have taken root in the fertile soil of divine love, of precious, sacred, divine love. We give thanks for the presence of Christopher today, an abundance of blessings for him, that he is gracing our lives with his message and his love. And I release this prayer in heavenly love into the infinite intelligence of the universe, knowing that all will unfold in perfect harmony. And so it is. Ashe, Aho, Namaste. Thank you, Christopher Brown. We're grateful for you.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you, Amy. Okay, so there's this guy named Clifford, and he was married to Daisy May. And they'd been married for, 60 plus years. And Clifford was a crotchety old guy. And when they get into an argument, you could hear Clifford bellowing into the night. Oh, man, when I die, I'm going to come dig my way out of the grave, and I'm going to come back and haunt you, old woman. Well, the neighbors could hear that, and they were concerned about Daisy May. Well, this went on and on for years, and everyone was a little bit afraid of Clifford. Clifford kind of liked that. So he died. He was 90 years old. The day finally came, and when they came back from the burial, the neighbors, being a little bit concerned with Daisy May, said, hey, aren't you a little worried that old Clifford might dig his way out of the grave and come back and haunt you? And she said, oh no, let him dig. I buried him upside down and he'll never ask for directions. So, anyhow, beliefs. What lies beyond beliefs? And we have so many beliefs. And where do we even begin? We believe that we're good people, we're bad people, we're this and that, and that these people deserve something and these people don't. And those politicians and those people that believe in, oh my goodness, and it goes on and on and on. And beliefs can unite and they can divide. So what lies beyond our beliefs? Because our belief is a point of view. And those point of views have been developed over time, but mostly laid down as children. And do we really ever examine them? Because they're so unconscious. It's just the water we're swimming in, it's the air we breathe. Until we come up against somebody who is not of the same belief. And this is the beauty of travel, is when we see that other people have different ways of doing things. So let's ask, what lies beyond belief? Beliefs live in the mind. And they also perhaps live in the body too, but mostly in the mind. What would happen if all beliefs just disappeared? Just poof, they were gone. What would you be left with? What's behind me? You know, you'd be left with nature unfolding. You'd be left with the wind. You'd be left with the sensations of now. You'd be left with this unfiltered, naked, alive, immediate presence. That's what would happen. It would be unfiltered. Because everything we experience is filtered through our beliefs and our experiences and our programming. We're not really seeing life as it lives. We're seeing life as we are accustomed to seeing it. So what lies beyond belief is actually reality. That reality is twisted and filtered so that it keeps us safe. It's not real. It's not the real reality because it's filtered. Now, the good news is there's times all throughout the day when we're offline and we're just experiencing the sensations of life. But we tend not to recognize it because there's no thinking going on. As soon as thinking stops, in a sense, reality starts. Because thinking in a way is a distraction. It's a mental spinning. And it's designed that way to keep us safe and so that we can proceed through life. But it's not what's really going on. Here's an example. I go into a restaurant and I look at the menu, and we all look at the menu and we all have different experiences and perhaps different beliefs about what this menu is going to be and what the meal is going to be like. We also have beliefs about the restaurant. Well, I don't like that kind of restaurant because it has white tablecloths. I like red and white checkered tablecloths. Different kind of restaurant, see? So right there, oh, it has no tablecloths? I'm not going in that restaurant. So immediately our beliefs can start limiting the experience of just going in and looking at a menu at a restaurant because of our past experience. So we go in there and we start looking at the menu, and we have cannelloni and we have spaghetti and we have lasagna and all of this stuff. But then somebody, well, I don't like lasagna. And all of a sudden, all this stuff comes up. We're looking at a menu. We have no idea what this is going to taste like, really. We have a belief of what the taste is going to be like, but we don't have the actual experience. Beliefs are the menu. The meal is reality. Okay, so we live mostly looking at menus. And when the experience comes, we're looking for another menu. And rarely do we actually, maybe the first couple bites, but then we're looking for what's next. So it's this hungry ghost of wanting and looking for what's next, which prevents us from actually dropping in and being alive and present to what is before us. And if you've ever had and I know you have, take ice cream for a minute, and you have that first bit of ice cream and you go, oh, wow, well, this is chunky monkey, Ben and Jerry's. Oh, and it's crunchy too. Oh, this is really, really good. And how many of those scoops do you really, truly taste? Truly taste. Maybe it's the first one, second one, third one. But there comes a time when the thinking starts, oh, this is pretty good. I should tell my aunt to come down and we can join this together. And then the thinking, and I'm not tasting, I'm in my thoughts. Okay. So beliefs in a way prevent us from being present to what's actually happening. An example. As a kid, was dyslexic, never caught, didn't even know the word back then. And so I was not only a slow reader, I was one of those dumb kids. And that was a belief. And that was a belief that I held. And so to deal with that, I would be quiet and shy. I tend to be on the shy side to begin with. But it was even more so because I didn't want to let anybody know, don't open your mouth and confirm the fact. So that was a powerful belief. And that belief stayed with me. Even though I could read, I was afraid to read. So how do we shift a belief, especially a belief like that? That I don't know how to draw, or that I am a slow learner, or that I'm never good at athletics, or I can't sing, cannot sing. My musical ability is horrible. These are powerful beliefs, and they tend to self-confirm. You're hearing that. Whatever beliefs you have tend to recycle again and again. They recycle back to confirm, oh, see, you don't know how to sing. They laughed at you. Oh, you don't know how to read. Oh, you don't. So how do we sever? And can we even sever? Who put the belief in there to begin with? And if you're asking yourself, I'm going to take you off the hook here. You didn't do it. I mean, this was not a conscious decision to say, hey, I'm dumb. I don't know how to read. I think I'm going to be this. No. This is all survival, deep survival strategies that the mind comes up that's beyond our conscious thinking. And it's trying to protect. Blessed that it does. However, we can talk to it in a way and kind of reprogram it. And that's the importance here, is none of this is cast in stone. Now, if you think that it seems like it, if you've ever talked to someone who really disagrees with you, I'm a socialist. And so if I were to speak to a MAGA person, we would have a lot that is not in common. And I could get really upset if I'm trying to change them, because I'm not going to change their beliefs. They think that Trump is a god and that he can't do any wrong and that he's the best thing for the country. Well, I don't share that belief. I'm not going to change them, and they're not going to change me, even with information. I can tell them, he's a serial liar. He's had over 40,000 documented lies on camera. He's done the insurrection. I can go on and on and on. That's not going to change them because their belief is solid. The belief has fused with an identity. So they have become their belief. And this is why it's so tricky to change beliefs, because it becomes so solid. Now, for me, being a socialist and a liberal, I know at this point that I have to give that other person space. I'm not going to change that belief. But I need to take a look at how attached am I to my belief, because the more I am attached to my belief, the less I am likely to be able to hear and to connect with that other person. So beliefs can unite us and they can divide us. And as you can see, our country, as we're expressing more and more, has become more divided. How do we bridge that gap? Well, we can recognize that just as powerful as our own beliefs and how strongly we're held and how we're fused to our beliefs, so are they. So to challenge their beliefs it's just not going to work. The best that we can do in changing our beliefs is planting seeds. Because over time, the seeds of connection, belonging, and love grow. And when we start to realize where those seeds come from, perhaps there's a better way. That's how beliefs change. Usually it's not, well, I shouldn't say it's not by force. Yeah, force will change your beliefs too. But to change beliefs for the positive, that takes the seeds, that takes a gentle timing, that takes an open hand rather than a fist. And that takes curiosity. If you want to get a cat out from underneath the bed, you do something that you wiggle your finger or you move a toy around and they'll become curious and they'll come out to see what's going on. In terms of dealing with friends that don't share your same opinions, you get a little plastic mouse and you wiggle it. But you know what I'm saying, is you engage their curiosity. Engage their curiosity. So there was the seeker. And the seeker went to the master and said, I've been seeking my whole life. I want to know truth. I want to become enlightened. I want to know what it's like to be really at peace and in tune with the oneness of all of life. And the master goes, okay, good for you. Well, tell me a little more. And so what the master's doing is to have him sort of wear himself out about all his thinking and beliefs about enlightenment and becoming one with the beyond and everything. And so he has him talk and he tells him about all of his experiences. And about 20 minutes later, the master's falling asleep and says, okay, let me tell you a joke. And so the master pulls out this really shaggy dog joke. And it's funny. And the guy starts laughing. And the master said, after he sort of calmed down, he said, just take a breath and feel that. Just feel the laughter, the aliveness, and the silence that is there in this moment. It's always been here. And it takes something like a joke to break the trance, to see what's actually before you. You tasted something right there. Everything else was the menu. But in the midst of the laughter, in the midst of joy and celebration, in the midst of love, that's the meal. There is no enlightenment, but there is love. There is inclusion. There is this, the taste, the immediacy of now, if you're open to it. Actually being available to now is the enlightenment. It's nothing more than that. So I can be really involved in my thinking and my thought process. and I can be worried or upset. I was working on the talk last night, going, oh my gosh, what am I going to talk about? It's too much. I can't funnel it all together. And my cat Bella comes up and looks me straight in the eyes, just right there, vroom. And she starts leaning her nose in, and I lean my nose in, and we bump. And I lean back, and I blink, and she blinks. And it's like I want to cry. Something so tender has happened that whatever I was thinking about disappeared. That tenderness, whatever that was, call it friendship, call it love, call it connection, doesn't matter. It's a nose bump. That nose bump is huge, huge, because it brought me back to what's real and what's alive. And what is it that I have to say? If not talking about the nose bump, more real than all of the scriptures, because it's an immediate live experience. To add a little bit more in a spiritual context, I'm going to talk about the story of the Zen cat. And the Zen cat lived in the Zendo in Japan. And he had a friend, a wise old rat friend that lived there in the Zendo for so many years. And the cat went to the rat and said, you know, I've been meditating for all these years. I've been up in the tree and I'd be there with the monks and been hearing the bells and the chanting. And it's like, I'm no farther along in terms of knowing what life's about than I ever was. Can you help, wise one? And the rat said, well, there is a tree in the forest that they say has mystical powers. And if you find that tree and you climb up into the branches, you will find what you're looking for. Well, the cat was delighted and started immediately off on his journey. And I won't go into all of the different people he met along the way, but he's getting closer and closer into the woods and it's raining and he's going, will I ever find this? And then he sees a rustling on the path. And it's this little kitten playing with the leaves. It's raining and the kitten is oblivious to the fact that he's soaking wet. He's just playing in the leaves. Innocent play. And the cat looks at it. And the first thought the cat has, the little cat thoughts were, how frivolous. You know, I'm on a journey. I'm here to find enlightenment or spiritual endowment. And the little cat looks at the big cat and goes, hi, you want to play? And the big cat says, no, I have some serious things to attend to. Oh, well, I can see by the look in your eye that you are on a journey. You're searching for something. Are you hungry? No, I am not hungry. Can I help you? No, I have to do this in solitude. Thank you very much, but I'm very busy. Do you want to be friends? No, I don't have time to be friends. Oh. You're traveling by yourself? Do you have friends? I'm on a solitary journey. Thank you very much. I am going. And off went the cat. And the little kitten was just left there. Well, the cat continues, and before long finds the glen where the big tree is. And he can feel the spiritual powers coming off this tree. It's like, wow, this is great. Climbs up in the tree, sits down, starts to meditate. First hour goes by. He's into his second hour and he's starting to think now. He's saying, this isn't any different than sitting back there in the Zendo. Nothing has changed. I thought this was going to be really something special, but nothing has changed. And all of a sudden, boom, he's hit on the head by a shaggy little kitten as the kitten comes crashing down through the branches who had climbed the tree. And so they both tumble to the ground. The big cat now is really pissed, starts howling at the little kitten. How could you disturb my meditation? This was really serious. I was. And the little kitten is cowering. And then looks up at the cat and smiles. Do you want to be friends? And something happened in the big cat. And this is the part of the story that always touches my heart. The cat, who had been searching for all his life, started to feel something. Started to feel something very, very deep. That kitten's innocence had touched something. And the cat started to look at what he was doing in his position. He was ready to attack this kitten who wants to be friends. How far had he fallen from really discovering what was real in life and what was true in life? Thinking that this whole spiritual journey was going to get him to anywhere other than where he was right now. Because where he was right now was this experience of love. And a smile came across his face. Everything he was searching for was right there in this moment. And he looked at the little cat. And the little cat said, "Did you find what you were looking for?" And the big cat said, "Yes." "Do you want to be friends?" The big cat said, "I think so. I think so. I have much to learn. Much to learn. This is not the end. But I think it would be easier to learn if I had a friend that we could walk together." And so we bring it back to what's really important. Is it the menu or is it the meal? Is it the experience of the immediacy of now, of love, of connection, of joy? Or is it more important to hold on to my beliefs that I need to find something on my journey? Or do I take the time to actually stop and engage and to taste what is true? So what lies beyond belief? Actually, it's freedom from the mind. It's the immediacy of now. It's the realness of life as it actually is. Call it the Garden of Eden, that which we have never left. So we take a breath and we simply go inside and we feel the gift that has been given. The body that you're experiencing right now. The chair that you're sitting in, or however you are. All of this alive moment. And as we tune into this simplicity, this moment, we allow a smile to come to our face in recognition that it's always been here. This connection to reality, to life, to the divinity of everything is available only now. And so I anchor this now moment. I anchor its recognition, its beauty, its tenderness. All of that has this moment. And we breathe in the gift of air. We exhale it back out to our plants. And we give thanks for this life exactly as it is. But if we do, even more will be given. So in gratitude, I simply release this prayer and let it be, and so it is.
And so it is. Thank you, Christopher Brown. Wow. Do you want the menu or the meal? That's a big question. That's a big question. Beliefs are the menu, the meal is the reality of the now moment. You said beliefs can prevent us from being present. And isn't that the truth? Um, wow. Does anybody have any comments, questions, anything you would like to contribute to this conversation? Really, it does seem to always come back to being available in the now moment, and not being preoccupied with memory, which is the past, or even expectation, or worry of the future, right? It's almost like we, as humans, often live in one of those spaces versus right in this moment, and that's really the meal. And it's really big. What lies beyond belief? You said freedom from the mind. And it's the mind that keeps us preoccupied to the past and the future. And so, what lies beyond belief is freedom. I mean, freedom from the mind, but freedom then, yeah, to be here now and experience the richness of the moment. And beliefs can be so tethering, can't they?
Seductive,
Seductive, too. That's a good word.
very seductive. The whole spiritual journey is full. It's mostly cul-de-sacs
Mm,
because it's pulling you away from now. It's the cat's journey. It's all of our journey to some destination, and it's never the destination. And the journey, it's not really about the journey either. It's really about who you're sharing the journey with.
mm,
And it's because the journey is endless. There is no arrival point. It's a continuous flow. There is no such thing as a moment. We can encapsulate it and we can freeze it like a photograph. But life is not a photograph. It's a continuous flow. So we have these beliefs like enlightenment, and we're going to arrive at somewhere and it's going to be wonderful. And every experience we've ever had has passed. It's always passing. So the question is, how available can we be to what's before us now?
Mm.
Are we tasting what's before us now, or are we always looking for a better meal? And we're checking the menus everywhere to try to find a better meal, and we haven't tasted what's before us.
Wow.
So simple,
Mm-hmm.
so simple. And when we start to see it, it's like, oh, oh,
Yeah.
oh.
You
I was in
really
the
just
trance.
solidified, defined our annual theme here this year, which is spiritual pilgrimage, which is all of us together, journey of the soul. And you just gave the whole blurb for the annual theme. Thank you.
So it's
Yeah.
always the journey to where I am now.
Mm,
And the mind is always going somewhere else. It's actually going away from, and all of the spiritual scriptures in a way are trying to stimulate us to go on the journey, but they actually in a way prevent us from arriving where we are. So,
yeah.
so it's there's the paradox right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, instead of worrying about all the other things on the menu, right? What is right? What's my meal right before me? Yeah, seductive. That's a great word, because it's beliefs often put us in camps, right? Of the they, us and they. And right there you have division, which certainly isn't divine love. In that sense of, they're wrong and I'm right. Right. Is usually sort of the framework for that. Let's check in here. Thank you, everybody, for being in this conversation with us this morning. Jan says, yes, the journey to where I am now. The sweetness of that. Nan, hi, Nan. Nan says, thank you, Christopher. Interesting and profound message. Carol says beliefs often put us in camps, us and they. Yeah, is that what I just said? I think. Thank you. Carol says spiritual pilgrimage journey of the whispers from the soul. I like that. Nice to see you, Nan. Linda says, love your message, Christopher Brown. The now, I think, is the reality that we are really all one. Carol says, I totally relate. Beliefs can be tethering and seductive. Cul-de-sacs. Thank you, Carol, for catching all of the words. Pat is here. Hi, Pat. She says, it is in my relationship with others that I discover my vibration of the meal. Beautiful. The kitten's message. Yes. Carol says, I love the kitten's message. Isn't that the truth? And you know that you speak to that in your bio, Christopher, about children. Any greatness which is not humbled by the joy of children, and it's that innocence, that essence of the present moment, the here and now. I watched a lot of children on the beach and at the pool this last week, and they're nowhere else. Their minds are nowhere else but right there, and what's going on, and how much wisdom we can glean. We used to know, we used to be there, and then we became adults. We adulted. And yeah, a lot in this beautiful message about beliefs. And I think at one point you said, beliefs live in the mind. And so everything is filtered through our belief systems, right? And programs. So everything is filtered through. You said reality lies beyond belief. Yeah. So many beliefs. Where do we begin? I think I described it once as a garden, that we're born with an empty garden. This is a talk years ago. I think. Yeah, I think it was my talk years ago. I said this. That we're born with this garden and it's empty. And then we have all of these things planted in it from our parents, from our culture, from our educational institutions, from every which way, religious institutions, all of this planted. And then, there comes a time when it really is important to look at the garden and go, well, is everything here planted? Did I just want a garden of rose bushes, or did I want some vegetable plants? Did I want some other things here? And I think a lot of times, because we run on these belief systems, which I like to also call programs and conditioning, we don't, it takes that time to self-reflect. It takes that time to get still and quiet and go, are these really my beliefs? Is this actually, like, let me check in now. It's like rebooting the computer, right? We need to update. It's like, update. Now I'm 48. Let me check out and see what's in the garden. Do I need to pull some things out and replant, So, belief systems are, I think you started your talk by saying, they are not always what we chose. It was sort of planted, right? And then maybe it's time to choose and start thinking about more about what we're holding on to. Kathy, hi, Kathy. Kathy says, thank you, Christopher. I love the story of the cat and the kitten. Made me smile so much and reminded me of being a busy parent, sometimes too busy to spend the time to give them attention they needed in the moment. As parents, we know about that. One time, my daughter, when she was about 5, she grabbed my face, she grabbed my cheeks just like this, and she said, look at me, Mama. Because I was doing other things. And I thought, thank you for doing that. Kids will put you in check, won't they?
That's a nose bump.
Yeah. Look at me, Mom. Because I'm multitasking and doing what parents do, adulting. Carol says, I am most touched by that message when I am seduced by thoughts and taking my journey too seriously. Yeah, right. Nan says, Christopher, she gave you a wink. We are born with a garden that is empty and planted by others. Mirabai, hi. She said, thank you, Christopher. We are the the essence. I say yes. It is important to look for weeds and dig them up from the root and choke out the other plants so they don't choke out the other plants. Nose bump. Carol. Yeah. Oh, I love you all. Thank you for your participation in our space this morning. I feel you. It's a sacred moment in time. You know, I say that every moment is sacred, and it really is, because it is just the moment that we have. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, Christopher. As always, you are a gift, a divine gift to us, and we're thankful for you. And everybody, Nancy says, yes, Kathy, too busy to smell the roses. Yes, stop and smell the roses. There is a reason for some of these.
I want to add something about that.
Yeah.
Stop and smell the roses. There are times when we are stopped by something within us that actually takes our nose and pulls us right into the rose. And it's like, and I swear, I mean, this happens to me all the time. I know it happens to you guys too, that something about life wants to experience life. It wants to smell. It wants to do this outside of our thoughts. It's like our thoughts can disappear and life goes on. We can do just fine without our thoughts. It will pull me right in. The nose goes right into the flower. And for a moment, I am stopped and the essence of the fragrance is inhaled. And boy, I've got a meal. I have a full-blown meal there. And I didn't even think about stopping or anything. And there's right now, the honeysuckles are in bloom. And there's a garden that I walk by. And every time I walk by, and I smell it and it pulls me. It physically pulls me, and I stick my face in it because it's so yummy. And the trance is broken. Whenever I'm thinking in my journey to go somewhere else, I'm working on an apartment and I have to pass this plant. But when it gets me every time. And I'm delighted, and I thank the angels for stopping me. I think they trip me or whatever they do. So that I actually take the time, just a moment. See, it's only moments, in a sense, these little glimmers that we have. But that's what makes life worth living, is the little glimmers. We look for the big show. No, it's all the little stuff. It adds up. Yeah.
Life wants to live us, brother. Breath wants to breathe us. And there's so much that you just said, and that we're not necessarily doing it. There is this force. And when we calibrate to this space of, I really think it's like surrender, surrender to wants to be lived versus our heavy hold on wanting to mold and manipulate life in every moment and through these belief systems, how things should be. And when we can just release, and this is easier said than I'm talking to myself too. I just took 3 days to get to Mexico, and one of the days is because I lost all the passports and thought we weren't going to Mexico. Let me tell you, I was having a hard day that day. I was teary, thinking, oh my gosh, this is, you don't get a passport overnight. So, and being in the moment, though, to remember to come back to the center, come back to the moment, come back. We can have these moments where it's like, oh, Harry Carey, and then come back and then see what's before us. And then, like you said, there's angels that show up. There's these pieces of life that are just so divine that we might miss. And because I lost all the passports that day, and it was a lot going on, I got to experience some of the most amazing, wonderful, heart-centered, kind people in the Charlotte, North Carolina airport, from every aspect of the airport, from the parking attendants, to the shuttle people, to the operations manager, to the American Airlines people. And so even though I was feeling some upset, I kept coming back. It's like the present moment is our gift. It's our gift that we get to come back to. Like, remember, just in the moment of all this other stuff, like if we can just come back here, it's where our gift is waiting for us.
Ooh. Huh? Nice.
And yeah, and that's the life that wants to live through us. That's the breath that wants to breathe through us. Like, okay, look at this person now. I get to have this most amazing connection with the operations manager of the airport that I would have never had otherwise, right? And yeah, so the present moment is where it's at, really. And it doesn't include beliefs then, because if we stayed in the belief, it's like a merry-go-round, we can't get off and it keeps going faster and faster or something. So I love this talk. I love this conversation about beliefs, because it's really the most restrictive part of our existence. I feel like is the programming and the belief systems that until we can bound beyond them, tether us. And so freedom is the goal. Yeah, liberation in the truest sense. Carol says angels.
Yeah, it's continually breaking the trance,
Mm.
because we'll go back to sleep and then we wake up and we go back to sleep, and it's a never-ending cycle, and it's the way it is. So there's nothing to fight. We go to sleep, we wake up. We go to sleep, we wake up. And you start to realize, oh, I am asleep right now. Do I want to continue being asleep, or do I want to actually, well, no, I'm sort of enjoying the dream. I think I'll stay asleep. Nothing wrong with being asleep.
Right.
Can we just let it all be? And what you were saying about the gift is the gift of now. Now is the gift, and that's why they call it the present. But it's
Quirky
really,
but true. Yes.
corny but true. But it really is the present when the trance is broken. Sometimes we can break it. Oftentimes, I'll call it the angels or whatever's out there that stops us. That it actually stops us. If you think of when you're meditating and all of a sudden something, it's like you didn't realize you were in a story, and something goes, whoops, oh, I was in my daydream again, or I was thinking about yesterday's lunch, or whatever. But what was it that woke us up to say that I was asleep, or that I was thinking, that I wasn't just being present to the sensations in the room? It's like, what, and instead of scolding myself, oh, you're not doing it right, and you're bad, and you fell asleep again, you're drooling, look at the drool on your shirt. I know I'm the only one. But it's being so grateful for whatever that was within that woke me up.
Yeah.
So there's the inside, and then there's outside stuff that wakes us up. Something will pass by. And like a bird, and I'll be captivated by this bird, and I'll be hooked into this bird, especially the pelicans on the water, when they just fly right above the waves. It's like, wow, that's magic.
It is
And
magical.
for that moment, the trance is broken. I'm not thinking, I'm a pelican on the water, just
right.
So
yeah, and the more we can have those moments and notice those moments, the more we can create those moments, because we get used to that vibration. It's a different space to live in. Yeah. What a great conversation today, everybody. Thank you for being here and participating. So we are actually going to Linda, she's letting go of the problems, welcoming the beauty and joy in front of me. Yeah, the preoccupied mind, that chattering is something it's part of the human experience. We can transcend that. Gratitude wakes us up into love. Yes. Love that, Mirabai. Thank you. Gratitude. Yeah, is such a great, uh, for lack of a better word, tool to kind of bring us into the present moment, because you can't be somewhere else, and in gratitude, it's difficult anyway. So, well, thank you, everybody. If you feel refreshed, restored, revitalized by being here with us this morning, please consider visiting our giving page, participating in an energetic exchange with us. It supports our mission here, which comes from our heart, deep, deep from our heart. This organization is about bringing love and inspiration to our community and beyond. So thank you for your generous contributions. Yeah, they help us continue to touch far and wide, and we're grateful for that. So we are going to close with our prayer of divine awakening, and then we're going to have a quick body nourishment, hydration, and food, and then come back to our workshop in about 11 minutes. And I'm going to drop the Zoom link here in the feed. And remember, it's also on our homepage of our website, unityinspiredliving.org. So I'm going to share my screen right now with you with the prayer of divine awakening. And I invite you to speak it out for a declaration for your life, for you. It's a new day, a beautiful day, a new beginning. I embrace this day with new eyes, an open heart, and expansive mind. I choose my vibrational frequency deliberately and consciously, harmonizing with life's events. I am receptive to source energy, divine guidance and wisdom available to me at all times. I commit to serve unconditional love fully and completely. I move forward in a state of appreciation, an extension of the one magnificent power and presence. I am sovereign, whole, and free, claiming dominion over my life as I go in peace and awaken to my divinity. And so it is. Ashe, shine on, bright ones. We love you. We bless you. We're so grateful for you. My screen is not stopping the share, but that's okay. We will see you in the workshop in just a few minutes. Thank you, Christopher Brown. We are so grateful for you. Blessings, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Much love.